Alright, so we're going to take a look at Solid Edge and how it works with Dropbox Version History. So we have a stairway here created in Solid Edge, and I got to the stage in the design where I realized I made edits to a part which had been used elsewhere in the assembly. So if we look up at this part up here, everything looks fine, but this was edited, and the edits I unintentionally also had edited the initial instance of the first instance of the part, and you can see the holes there aren't where we want them. So I want to keep the edits to the second instance of the part and restore the first instance of the part to an earlier version where the hole positions were correct for the lower joint. So first thing we need to do is to separate the second instance of the part from the first instance of the part in order to keep it in its current state. So we right click on the part and we go to, try that again, go to More and Revisions. So this will create a revision for the part ending in 12_A and then the -C for revision C. So we click New, and in order to split the parts we want to just replace the selected occurrence only. So we click on that. So now we just want to confirm. We'll click on the part and you can see on our window there that we have -12_A-C, so that's our new revision C. And if we check for the first instance of the part, that is 12_A-B. Okay. So what we want to do is we want to save all, and we want to save our assembly. Okay, now that that's done, we want to close out a part to release any file lock that window places on any of the files. And now we go into our browser, into our file browser, and we see we have 12A-B is the first instance of the part, and we right click on that and go to Version History. So that opens up a web browser where we can view all the versions of the file saved on Dropbox.com. So you can see there's been a couple of edits to the part today. It's been saved a lot of times yesterday. And really at this stage it's just trial and error. Unless you know specifically when you made the mistake, you can really just have to really try with a part, try it a certain part in time, see how it fits, and if it works, great. If it doesn't, try a different version. So we're trying here with the version from I think the 14th of September. So I open up the assembly again. Everything else should remain unchanged within the assembly, just that part should be the old version from the 14th of September. So you can see there the plate that the hole positions are better, but we have a lot of mate errors. And we can just confirm that the top plate is perfectly fine. That's 12_A revision C-C. So what we might do is we might see if we can find a better version of that that won't result in all those mate errors for the washers and screws and everything. Okay, so going back to Dropbox, we restore a version from the 17th of September. And again we try to open the assembly. and we can see here the plate looks good. We just have one mate error, so that's a vast improvement. Okay, so we might just look, see if we can get another version that just fixes that mate error first. So we close that. We don't need to save it. And if we look to maybe yesterday around lunchtime, you can see there that we still have that one mate error, but everything else looks good. So that's probably yesterday afternoon. I would have been looking at I would have been working on the second instance of the plate, so that's probably the best version we have. So we could probably just work with that. Yeah, that's taken quite a bit of work out of tidying up my mistake. So I'm fairly happy with that. To be honest, I think the version history feature of Dropbox probably justifies the additional costs in its own right. I use it very regularly to get myself out of situations like this. So yep, that's everything. So if you have any comments, please feel free to make them down below, and likes and shares are always appreciated. Okay, thanks.